Danny wasn't like the other kids. He kept to himself, quiet, withdrawn, always sketching in the back of the classroom. When he transferred mid-semester to Eastbridge High, he just wanted to blend in. But on his very first day, something felt off. The school building was ancient, brick corridors, creaking lockers and classrooms that smelled like mothballs and stale air. But it wasn't the age that bothered him. It was the silence. Even when crowded, it felt hollow. His homeroom teacher, a tall woman with thin-rimmed glasses and a hollow voice, waved him toward an open seat in the front. As he walked toward it, a girl behind him gently tugged his sleeve. "Don't sit there," she whispered. "Sit anywhere else, just not the last desk by the window." Danny looked back. It was just a chair, empty, a little dusty, but something about it made the hairs on his neck stand up. At lunch, he asked another student, Jack, a talkative guy with braces, what the deal was. Jack's smile faded. "People say it belonged to Mia. She was a senior, disappeared 10 years ago. Left behind her phone, her bag, everything, just gone. Last place anyone saw her, that seat." "And now what, she haunts it?" Danny laughed, trying to sound casual. Jack didn't laugh. "People who sit there, they see things, hear whispering, feel watched." That night, Danny couldn't stop thinking about the chair. His curiosity gnawed at him. The next day, he walked in early. Classroom was empty. He stood in front of the chair, stared at it for a long moment, then sat. Nothing happened. He laughed at himself, but then his reflection in the window didn't match him. It was him, but smiling. Slowly, he turned around. Nothing, just an empty room. A whisper brushed his ear. "I never left." He stumbled out of the seat. The teacher walked in a moment later, startled. "You sat there?" she asked quietly. He nodded. "Follow me." She led him to the counselor's office, locked, unused, but inside there was a filing cabinet with a single folder. Mia Renshaw, the label read. The file had one photo, Mia's school portrait. Danny froze. It was his reflection from the window, same smile, same eyes. "That's not possible," he whispered. "You saw her, didn't you?" the teacher asked. "Not her," he said slowly. "She saw me." That afternoon, he transferred schools. But sometimes, late at night, he swears he hears her voice in his headphones, whispering his name over and over. "Sit back down." Marco was the night janitor at Ridge Valley High, the kind of guy who liked the silence, worked his shift with earbuds in, mopped the same floors, emptied the same trash cans. But lately, something felt wrong. Every night around 7:15 p.m., the building's lights flickered, the same hallway cameras reset. And one classroom, room 204, would show a motion alert, even when it was locked. He chalked it up to faulty wiring. Until the voice. One Tuesday night, Marco was mopping near the cafeteria when the PA system clicked on. Static, then a girl's voice. "Help me, please, I'm still here." He froze. He walked to the front office. The intercom power switch was off. He replayed the moment in his head, trying to rationalize it. Maybe someone was messing with him, a leftover student. He went room by room, empty. Then room 204. The door was shut, locked. But from behind it, he heard sobbing. He unlocked it, slowly opened the door. The lights inside were on, except the projector was glowing. Image after image of one girl, pale skin, long dark hair, school uniform, smiling in some, crying in others. Then a slide that said, "Why didn't anyone help me?" He turned the projector off, and in the silence, the sobbing started again. Right behind him, he turned. Nothing. The chair in the front of the room rocked slightly, then the overhead speaker crackled. "Sit down, Mr. Marco. The class isn't over yet." The power in the building cut out. Marco ran, never came back. His wife said he wouldn't talk for a week. He left his keys, his uniform, and a note. "If you hear the intercom after dark, don't answer. And whatever you do, don't open room 204. It started as a dare. Sarah, a sophomore, stayed after school to finish a project. Her friends convinced her to go into the old basement hallway near the janitor's room, a place no one ever used anymore. The door was rusted shut, but strangely unlocked. Inside, it was pitch black. She turned on her phone light and saw something odd. A chalkboard with fresh writing. It read, "Take your seat." Then she heard footsteps behind her, slow, wet steps, even though no one else was supposed to be there. When she turned around, there were rows of desks, dusty but arranged perfectly, and sitting in one was a boy in an old uniform. He looked up, smiled, and whispered. She screamed and ran. The door slammed shut behind her. But when she told the staff, they said the basement was sealed after a fire in 1979. No one's been in there since. And Sarah? She hasn't spoken a word since.
It started with something simple. A locker. Locker 113 to be exact. It stood at the far end of the second-floor hallway, just before the staircase to the old auditorium. The school records showed no one was ever assigned to it. Teachers didn't have a key. Maintenance never opened it, and yet, every morning, students reported hearing it rattle, not loudly. Just a soft, metallic sound, as if something inside was breathing or waiting. Maya, a quiet sophomore, passed by that locker every day after study hall. She ignored it like everyone else, until one Friday afternoon she heard a noise that stopped her in her tracks. It wasn't the usual rattle, it was a whisper, right next to her ear. "I see you!" She looked around. No one. The hallway was empty, but the locker, it was open, just a crack. Maya reached out before she could stop herself and pulled it open. Inside was a school sweater, faded and dusty, folded neatly, with a name tag stitched inside the collar. A. Morales, class of 2001. But that made no sense. There hadn't been a student named Morales in years, and class of 2001? That part of the school was closed for renovation in 1999. The next day, Maya didn't show up for homeroom, or the day after that. When the principal checked the hallway cameras, there was no footage of her walking past the second-floor lockers. No one saw her leave the building. The only thing anyone found was that sweater, neatly folded, back inside locker number 113. It was zipped shut this time.
Subscribe for the next hidden clue, like the video to keep the lights on, and tell me in the comments which story kept you up tonight.